Hello students, welcome to my channel, and today we will learn about Korean word order. But before that, I want to remind you about the last lesson. Here are 3 sentences. I want you to find all the subjects and verbs in the sentences. Pause the video, then check your answers with me. Alright, in the first sentence, he is the subject and is the verb. And in the second sentence, she is the subject and it is the verb. And in the third one, he is the subject and sent is the verb. Now I will show you Korean sentences that have exact same meaning, and I will analyze the sentences to find out which words are subjects and verbs. Alright, let's start with the first sentence. So 그 means he, and he is the subject, so 그 is also the subject, because these two sentences have exact same meaning. And 는, we will talk about this later. And 학생 means student, and 이다 means is, which is the verb, so 이다 is also the verb. And moving on, 그녀 means she, and she is the subject, so 그녀 is also the subject. And 는, we will talk about this later. And 음식 means food, and we will talk about this later. And 먹는다 means eat, which is verb, so 먹는다 is also the verb. And in the third sentence, 그 means he, which is the subject, so 그 is the subject, and 가, we will talk about this later. And 그녀 means her, and 에게, we will talk about this later also. And email means email, and we will talk about this later. And 보냈다 means sent, which is the verb, so 보냈다 is the verb. I just removed all the other writings except for subjects and verbs. Alright, it was a bit messy, so I organized them for better visibility. And now you can tell the obvious difference in here. In Korean word order, verbs are always at the end of the sentences, while in English word order, verbs are always right after the subject. In English sentence, words are arranged in subject, verb, and something else order, while in Korean sentences, words are arranged in subject, something else, and then verb order. Korean word order is always gonna be subject, something else, and verb order. This golden rule never changes, unlike English word order. From now on, I will call that something else in Korean word order here as the middle section. And the term middle section is not used in official Korean grammar or linguistics. It is just a term I made for better explanation. And to understand Korean word order, you have to know one more thing, which is very important. I have the sentences that we just have seen before. He sent her an email. And let's talk about 2 variations of the sentences. The sentences at the top are the ones that we learned before, and the ones below are the variations of them. We will find the subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object in all of these sentences. An indirect object is a person receiving the verb, and direct object is a thing that receives the verb. I will walk you through this, so let's get into it. Let's start with the upper ones. So 그 means he, which is the subject, and 가, we will talk about this later, and 그녀 means her, which is indirect object, because she is the one who receives the verb, and 에게, we will talk about this later, and email means email, which is direct object, because it is the thing that receives the verb, and 을, we will talk about this later, and 보냈다 means sent, which is the verb. Alright, let's move on to the ones below. So 그 means he, which is the subject. 가, we will talk about this later. And email means email, which is direct object. And 을, we will talk about this later. And 그녀 means her, which is indirect object. And 에게, we will talk about this later. And 보냈다, which is the verb because it means sent. And now you might feel very awkward because the English variation is grammatically wrong, but the Korean sentence is correct. This is because Korean has something called particles, while in English every word in the sentence has fixed role by word order. Particles are the words that attach to other words and indicate the role of the word. Some particles give grammatical meaning, additional meaning, or nuance instead of indicating the role. So, the particle someone에게 means that 그녀 is the indirect object, and the particle something을 means that email is the direct object. Since the particles shows the role of the word, we can swap the positions like this. But this only happens in the middle section. The word order should be always in subject, something else, and then the verb. And that's it for today, and see you guys in the next video.